Hello, and welcome back to the Precision Personal Training Podcast. This is episode number 38. Today's episode is a special one, not because of hype, motivational quotes, but because of perspective. My guest today is Mr. Harry Greaney. He's in his early 20s. He's a 3-time cancer survivor, right arm amputee, and someone who continues to train, lift, and show up for life with intent. This conversation is about resilience, mindset, and what happens when life forces you to redefine who you are. Harry, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me on.
And would you just give a bit of an intro to yourself for anyone listening who might know your background and story?
Yeah, so I'm a 23-year-old. I'm from Monavea. I've just been weight training for 7 years now. It's always been into health and fitness and stuff like that. And it'll be 3 years ago now, I got diagnosed with cancer and been through all the different conventional forms of treatment, radiation, surgery, chemo, and then it will be, I'd say, 8 months ago now. 6 months, 8 months ago, I got my arm amputated. Since then, just haven't let it stop me. Kept training. I'm a personal trainer in Galway City Gym. So that's my gig.
And just one thing that I wanted to get into first before we get into, like, let's say timelines or anything like that. What do you think is the most important thing you want people to understand about you now, and not, like, let's say, what they want to think from what you've been through? Like, what's the most important thing to you right now?
I just think it's like really important that like people like they don't really like they see my story and they can relate to themselves. Like it might be the same struggles and stuff like that. Like whatever they've gone through. Like it doesn't have to be cancer or whatever. But whatever the struggles are, it's just about the mindset of just overcoming. Just like not saying, "Oh, I can't do this." Well, try and give it a real go and see can you. And you know, almost always nothing is impossible. You almost always can. You know, it might be a bit more difficult, but that's what makes it more fun. So
You're a badass, because how I came across yourself, one of the guys in the gym said to me, he goes, "Have you seen this guy Harry Greaney?" And I was like, "No, give us a look." And it was the video of you deadlifting. It was 160 kilos. Was it?
yeah, I've done 160.
Insane, insane.
Yeah.
And I seen that, and I was like, "Wow." And I said, I'm going to reach out and get you on the podcast. So, what did your life look like? Early stages, like you said, you're always into fitness. What kind of started off your kind of fitness journey and getting into exercise?
I was just very small in school. Like I wasn't very good at sports. But I always enjoyed playing sports and stuff like that. So like just started up in the gym because just wanted to gain a bit of muscle, be strong, be better at sports. And then I was like, oh, I'll leave off the sports. I prefer this crack is way more suited to me because it's like with weight training, it's like what you put in is what you get out. And I put in the work, and I was dedicated, loved it from the get go, and that's how it all kind of went for me.
Yeah, I think when you play team sports growing up in Ireland, you're like thrown into football, rugby, hurling, all soccer.
Yeah.
And like you have to rely on others to kind of do well as well, for everyone to do well. Whereas
Yeah.
I can relate massively with the gym. Like once you're training, like what you put in is what you're going to get out, and
Yeah.
that's the most rewarding thing because you're in control there. So then, when you got into fitness, was there any barriers at all? Like, did you start like training at home or train in the gym, or how did that look? Did you go straight into a gym? Or?
Yeah, I went straight in. I was doing like bits of workouts, a few push-ups at home and stuff like that. But then I started up going to the gym, and just from there, just kept pushing it. I always had an injury in my arms that kind of always held me back. In 2014, I tore and split the bicep and a hematoma clot. That's what I think started off this whole, there's a lot of evidence between injuries and trauma and stuff and cancer development. So I always was kind of held back in that sense. I wasn't able to weight train to the fullest extent, just.
And what age were you when that happened?
It was 2014. I'm not great at my maths now. That's 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah, we're 11. Yeah.
Wow.
just before I left primary school.
And you were just starting doing a bit of exercise, probably learning how to move your body, and then you
Yeah,
hit with that.
yeah, and like that really like so torn split bites with hematoma clot, and like Darren just seized up after that. Like, and I went to loads of specialists, and they were just like, your arm seized up. There's nothing we could do. You're too young for any surgeries or anything like that. So I stuck with like a partially like I couldn't fully straighten my arm. That was kind of the position it was stuck in, and just weight training. Like I used to be in a lot of pain with it. Like when I was only a young lad, I was doing bicep curls, I'd be in agony and all that stuff, and
So you still tried to push through it.
yeah, never stopped me,
Class. So then, do you remember the first moment where you realized your life was about to change?
Like when I got my diagnosis, yeah. It and my life came to a standstill first before it changed. It kind of just my life went on pause, and then like my life was paused for months, and I was like, well, this is pointless. I need to do something in my life. I need to change my life. I can't just hold out for the 10 years of beating this and being cancer free and then being told, oh, okay, you're all good to go. I was like, I need to change my life. I need to take the initiative. No one else is going to do it for me. So just got back training in the gym, and it just kind of all one thing led to another, and just kept going with it. Like it was the best thing for as much for my physique and for my success in treatment and all that stuff. Like it's on the strongest chemo that there is, doxorubicin, nifosfamide, and like I took it very well, and it's because I had that muscle mass that kind of kept me going. That was kind of like a reserve, and just it all helped me along the way. I knew I had to keep going.
And were you training through treatment, or did that have to come to a stop as well?
The
while
whole
you're
time
going?
through treatment, yeah.
Yeah.
The chemo is tough now. Like the chemo is very strong. Like I would take a few days off after getting the treatment. I'd take 3 days off. I'd rest up, and then I'd get back to the gym and slowly make my way back. It was like 21 days off, 3 days on of treatment, and over those 21 days, I was getting after it. But it was it was tough, but it never stopped me training. Like it made it all that bit more difficult, but it didn't stop me.
Did anyone, like, let's say, try constantly say to you, like, oh, mind yourself, or
Oh, like I remember, like when I went up for the first form of treatment I got was radiation, and when I went up to Dublin and I was talking to my consultant, I was like, oh yeah, we're just looking about gyms around here, because I was up Monday to Friday, up in St. Luke's. I was like, oh, we're just looking for gyms around here that are good that I can be trained up in. And he's like, you're not going to be trained while you're on this treatment. And I was like, well, I'll give it a go. Like, and I didn't know what I was in for, because I didn't know anything about radiation. I had no side effects the whole time. Like, all I done was just either I was going to soccer matches, I was walking, or I was just going on walks and keeping active, or I was in the gym training. That's how I passed my time.
you're an absolute beast. What was meant to be the symptoms of it? Just like fatigue?
Yeah, fatigue, but and the fact that it was on my arm and no vital organs, that isn't a huge factor. Pain, and like I did get pain shortly after treatment, but it all kind of subsided. And it really wasn't that bad. Like lost like it would look like I got sunburnt, and I lost hair in that part of the arm that was getting the treatment. But it it really didn't bother me all that much. The chemo was the toughest part, but other than that, like even after the surgery and the amputation and everything like that, like back in the gym after 9 days post amputation, went for a PR as well. Like that was a bit mad, but
Are you, like, let's say, the person you are now, were you any different before, like, let's say, diagnosis, or, like, let's say, going through these surgeries or anything like that? Were you still this iron mindset, get up and go attitude?
definitely not. It was like it was the cards I was dealt, and it's like it was just my reaction to it. Like, yeah, I'm lucky that I had that reaction. That I had such a passion for the gym that I just never let it stop me. And I was like, they're only obstacles. There's and nothing's impossible. And once I kind of got out of my head like that, and I challenged myself, I gained that mindset. But if like you'd met me before all the diagnosis and all that stuff, you'd never have thought I would be a person like that would be able to overcome it as well as what I did. But we don't know we have it in us until we have the opportunity to show it. Like, and that's when true character comes through. So
and then obviously you scream positivity.
Yeah.
Days like, let's say, obviously there has to be days where mood could be low or feeling a bit deflated. Did you go through any of that, or would you just like, this is what's happening, I'm taking it in my stride?
Never really days. I was like, it was, I had to go to gym. I was just itching. I was just like, as long as my body allowed me, like it was never like I needed for my mind. Like gym is like, people talk about like transitions and all this stuff. The transition it does for your mind, the person it makes you outside of the gym, the mindset it gives you. That's like the most important part, and it gym is so important.
Was it your like training during therapy and during your treatments, like, let's say, were these, was it an escape, or was it just an absolute must for you to keep taking to get through the treatments and the chemotherapy?
Like I need to train all the time. Like if anyone knows me, they know like I'm always just talking about my last session, my next session, what's planned out. Like it's always from all I'm thinking is when is my body going to be recovered that I can go again. Um, but yeah, just it helped like trial treatment like from a mindset and from a body like it's what got me through like it's something it's like when I'm lifting heavy weights or I'm training kickboxing or whatever I'm doing like it just all I'm just thinking about that and it's a great distraction it's an amazing distraction because it's when you're pushing yourself like that like you're not worried about like what's going on outside the gym. All you're worried about getting this bar off your chest, and or surviving the round, the kickboxing or whatever it may be. So
And then just on the actual diagnosis, you said that 3 times you've beaten cancer.
yeah,
So after the first time, did you think that's it? I'm good. I'll never be back here again, or what? What did that actually look
yeah,
like?
that's what I was told. I was told like radiation was super successful, surgery was super successful. They said like there's no evidence of like any cellular activity left over. Like we're gonna monitor you, but you're all but good. And then I was a year and a half. I done preventive chemo. The chemo was preventive to stop the cancer trying to come back. That was an option. I didn't even have to do that, but I went ahead with it because it gave me the best chance at beating this. Done that, they were like, "You're all but done with this. This is just routine." Then was going for checkups, and then I noticed pain in my arm, and done a few scans, found out that the cancer was back. Then done a surgery, done the results that wasn't successful. Then that's when it was like, all right, unfortunately, there's no more limb salvaging surgeries we could do. There's no more radiation that we could do. We've given you all you can get. We've done the chemo, it didn't work. So the only option here is amputation. Thankfully, it hadn't spread that, as long as it's only in the arm, it's as simple as, well, if you can't kill it, just cut the bloody thing off. Like, but it, it was the last resort, but thankfully that was an option, and now I'm cancer free. So
Unreal.
flying it now
Unreal.
since.
Was there much thought going into, like, let's say, the decision to amputate the arm, or were you just like, because you seem like a straight shooter, you're just like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, just get it done.
Yeah, just get it done, get it out the way. I said it from the start, like when I first diagnosed, like I said, like what's the best chances of beating this? And they said amputation, but like it's the last thing that we want to do. Someone so young, like it was only, like I was only 20 at the time. Like we're not going to want to cut off your arm. So they done all the other forms of treatment, everything limb salvaging, didn't work. And at that stage, I was so fed up. Felt like the arm was taken over by the tumor. Like I had no range of motion. I was in severe pain. Like when I got the call, they said like the second surgery I had, it was unsuccessful. Amputation's the only option from here on in. I was like, when's the soonest that we can get it done? Get it out the way and get me back in the gym. It was getting in the way. Like it stopped me doing all of the stuff I want to do. I couldn't power. Like if I try keep going with the limb salvaging stuff, it wasn't even an option. But if I was to, the arm was getting in the way. I couldn't deadlift, couldn't bench press. The pain I was in, couldn't kickbox. It was just, I just wanted rid of the thing. Like so, yeah. It's like it's a mad thing to say, but like one of the best days in my life is getting my arm amputated, like.
Because you were in that much pain.
It's just what it signifies. It was like it was getting rid of the pain. It was like it was me just overcoming this obstacle, like getting rid of the cancer, like making this tough decision, but being able to, hopefully close the book on this. So, yeah, I
And
woke
get
in the
back in
hospital
the
bed.
gym.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, 9 days later. Yeah.
Did you just decide like you're?
I was completely again like they were like they're so fed up with me. My medical team, like, it's meant to be, I think it's 3 months post amputation, you kind of start getting slowly back into physical activity, and like I'm not meant to do any form of contact sports for like 2 years. That's what's recommended. Like there's no, everyone's different, like, but you're not meant to do any contact sports. Like I I was back in the gym after 9 days. Went for a PR. Like it was only meant to be a light session. I just got the itch. Like I was like, I want to see what my strength's like. Went all out, and then that was after 9 days, and then I was back kickboxing after like 3 months, and then I done a kickboxing fight 5 months post amputation. So I remember when I went up to meet my team, and like I told them, oh yeah, I'm back training. I was like, oh, you're probably going to be giving out. They're like, we're done giving out to you. Like, we'll tell you what to do. You won't listen. Do what you want. Power to you. It's been working out for you so far. So keep doing what you're doing.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
whatever gets you through it. So that's what it's all about.
Was there ever a time where you actually just allowed yourself to grieve at all, or process, or were you just like, let's keep going?
Yeah, keep going. I think the worst thing I could do is like wallow in self pity. Like if I do reflect and I like look at all I've been through and stuff like that, like it only just puts you in a bad mindset. It doesn't do much for me. So I just like to constantly be thinking forward. I push, I remember someone told me this before, and it really stuck with me. It's what is it? Depression lives in the past, anxiety lives in the future. That's why you must live in the present. So it's just constantly living day to day, and just be grateful for what I have. Don't think about what happened. Don't think about what's in store for me, unless it's positive. Don't think about what's in store for me, and just keep going day to day and do my bit and show up and get through it. So,
well, talking what's in store for you in day to day, your training regime now. What does that look like? You said you train every day.
Yeah, basically every day, non-stop. I've really got a passion now. I've done that. So I done the kickboxing fight, like always. So I've never done any, like I done a small bit while I was on chemo, but I had a port to my chest, a porticat, because the treatment I was on was so strong they couldn't put into the veins of my arm. So they put a little device in your chest that connects to the veins in your heart, and that's how they put the chemo through. So it's very taxing the heart and stuff like that. And I was told with that port in my chest, like if there was a trauma too, that if I got hit or something like that, that like it'd be very dangerous. Like don't do any form of contact sports. Straight over my head, I was in kickboxing the whole time through it. Like, but it was something I had to constantly watching out for, and it held me back. That, and also the tumor in the arm, I had to be super careful of that. So as soon as I got the arm amputated, I was back kickboxing. Done the kickboxing fight. I had so much fun at that. Started up a bit of jiu-jitsu now. Absolutely loving that. So it's just basically every day, like jiu-jitsu at the weekends. Doesn't be too much on, doesn't be too much jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or MMA or anything like that. So do a bit of weight training on the weekends and stuff like that, but just non-stop, like every day, if not twice a day.
And I've seen, like, let's say through Instagram, like, let's say Galway City Gym and everyone there, it seems like you've built a class community of people that train with you, support you. I seen there was fundraising over Christmas as well. Like, how have you found, like, let's say sport and let's say the gym and jiu-jitsu, train like that community, that all them guys and girls are coming together to support you? How have you found that's kind of helped you through all this?
Yeah, it's a huge part. Like it would have been so much more difficult to go through all I've gone through if I didn't have that community supporting me the whole way through. Like, everyone's so supportive in Galway City Gym. Like the staff there, all the members, everyone gets behind each other. Like it's a non-profit gym. It's it's a real community kind of aspect, and that's really helped me get through it. Like people train it with me, help me, give me encouragement. It's that mindset as well. I think people that go to the gym, like, or that do training, like they've an iron mindset, and they know, like, you know, even if you don't feel like doing it, they still go turn up in the gym or turn up at training or whatever it is. And it's being around those people that feeds into your own mindset. Surround yourself with strong-minded individuals. That's what kind of helps you remain strong-minded.
I think so. I think like the gym definitely teaches that relentless consistency. Like constantly showing up days you don't want to feel like it. And I'd imagine someone like yourself has every excuse under the sun not to. So like people, because we have it all the time in the gym. January, New Year, New Me, motivation.
Yeah.
I'd say motivation doesn't even cross your mind. You just sound like such a disciplined individual, and it's unbelievable. I tip my hat to you. Do you get motivated at all? Like by yourself even, or are you just disciplined?
Sometimes I get motivated, like maybe for like a competition or like for a big lift. I might like try get myself motivated. I might like, and like I use myself as my own motivator. I think we all should be our own motivators. We've all have our own journey. We all overcome some tough struggles in life, and no one's struggle is more or less than anyone else's. And you should be your own biggest motivator. You should look at what you've been through, how you've overcome it, or even where you might be happy with what you've overcome or where you're at now, but you should be motivated by where you're going to be in the future. You should always use yourself. You should be your own biggest motivator. And like I just used like my own story and how I've overcome it, and that's what gets me amped up. Like I know for the powerlifting competitions, like it was like I was in a really like I was in a dark place, but I was really happy with my performance. Like I was thinking back to all I've been through, like looking at photos of myself on chemo, like completely bald, and like it just amps you up, and it like that's what you know, like I love hearing that like I motivate people, but like I even love hearing people having the mindset that like you know they're their own biggest motivators. That and like motivation is a big part of it, but I think discipline, and I think even more so than discipline, is just passion. Learning to enjoy, finding the training that you like. Everyone should train. Find the type of training that you like, whether it be weight training, combat training, whether it be running, whatever it is. Find what you like. 'Cause everyone kind of likes something, and just push yourself for that. Enjoy it. Like I it's nothing to do with motivation why I go training. I just love it. I'm addicted to it. I'm an addict, really. I'm not disciplined, I'm not motivated, I'm an addict. I just love exercising.
It's unreal. It's unreal. Then did you find like let's say at all like the different identities you go through treatment and everything to where you're now, like did you find that ever kind of got to you at all? Because I'd imagine there's people in similar situations, been through cancer. We all have people in our families who've gone through it and everything. That identity kind of shift and you see that change to your body. Did you struggle with that at all? Because obviously we're in the gym, we train to look good, feel good. Did you struggle with that at all throughout the process?
Just kind of how my body changed.
Yeah.
Like I'm super like I wouldn't be insecure about too many things. I'm super confident how I look and who I am. But like it was very tough. Like going through chemo. Like when I went bald, I like lost my eyebrows. I looked like a cancer patient. That was a big insecurity of mine, and it was something I wasn't actually able to overcome. It was thankfully my hair came back shortly after treatment, but it was very tough. Like that was something that like because I never want to be seen as like, oh, I didn't want pity, I didn't want sympathy, and like that signified like, oh, poor me, like lost all my hair, like no eyebrows, no eyelashes, like this guy is sick, and I just hated being perceived as that, so I was always trying to hide that and stuff like that. But I it was tough. My physique changed as well with all the treatment I was on, all of the steroids for my stomach to counterbalance the chemo and all that stuff. I put on a lot of weight and a lot of fat, and I just knew that like this was just short term. I was going to overcome this. It was difficult, but I could see the light of the tunnel. I knew that I wasn't going to give up and I was going to keep going, and thankfully I was able to lose a lot of the weight and get back to myself.
And like that mindset you built, like is that just through yourself, or is there family, like someone there just kind of reassuring you, like telling you you're this strong young man and you can get through this, or are you just reinforcing that yourself all the time?
I kind of just like people tell you're strong and like you don't really like know it, but then I was going out and proving it, and I was hearing people, you know, say to me like, geez, like how did you do that? And I was like, how did I do that? Like I just overcame it, I gave it a go, you know. And that's like, I don't know if I'm able to like, oh, lift this weight or compete in this sport and do well and be competitive and stuff like that, but I'll just give it a go and I'll see what happens. And I think it's, don't put the barrier up, give it a go, don't put that barrier up against yourself. And then, you know, I surprised myself with all I've been able to accomplish, and how much I've overcome and how far I've gone. So just don't doubt yourself. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just, if you want to do it, just do it. Don't think, can I, should I, will I? Just do it and see what happens. And you know, if you try hard enough, you want it enough, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Does it frustrate you at all when you hear people, like, let's say, talk down themselves or hold themselves back because maybe what others would think, or let's say gym anxiety, scared to go into a gym, when you see that place as an absolute sanctuary, got you through treatment, it was an absolute rock for you, and it still is. Does that frustrate you at all then, when you're like, you have the opportunity to do it, why are you wasting your time? Because you went through a period where your life was on pause, your
Yeah.
life, you couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, like I like, it's a tough environment to step into, to step into a gym. And like, most people who are going to gym have been going for ages, they're in great shape and stuff like that, and you're in the beginning of your journey. But like, those are people that inspire me. It's people who are like, you know, at the start of their journey, and that's like the hardest part for anyone. Those are the people that should be most inspired by, people that, like, you know, they're making that lifestyle change, and it's so scary and stuff like that. But you have to just take a chance, and like, you know, don't think about what other people think. And you know, like, people really don't, they don't judge. You might think they do, and you might think like, when you're in the gym, all eyes are on you, but everyone has those same insecurities. Like, you know, everyone, you know, is like concerned about how people perceive them, and they're conscious within themselves. But we just need to overcome that, and just uh, just just know that we're on our own journey. And you know, this is all about you. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks, or if anyone's looking or anything like that, and just keep going.
And do you ever feel pressured to stay strong at all? Like, let's say people know your story, they know, like, let's say you train, you're an absolute badass. Do you ever feel like pressure to stay strong, or like kind of hate showing any weakness or doubting yourself, or you just like, up here, there's no stopping you?
Um, I don't like showing weakness, but that's not really about anyone. It's more about myself. Like, I don't like to, like, you know, I don't like to feel sorry for myself. I don't like to take a minute to really, like, you know, wallow in self pity. Like, I like to just, I like to look positive. I like to, you know, not let it define me. I like to let it be the thing that pushes me forward. Like, I would never have done a powerlift competition if I hadn't gone through the journey I went through. I never would have done that kickboxing fight. Like, I never would have pushed myself, put myself out of the comfort zones. So just, I need to just keep going, and don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about suiting anyone else's notions or preconceived notions of me or anything like that. And just do my own, live my own journey, and keep going.
Unreal, unreal. And then, like, you said you hit a PR in 9 days after going
Yeah.
through the operation to get your arm amputated.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
all I was
what
thinking.
did you do?
It was it's a push press. It's like a strongman exercise with a dumbbell, where you kind of snatch it up to your shoulder, and you push it overhead. 45 kg is what I got post amputation. So yeah, just I was like, all I was thinking about the whole time I was in the bed was like, when can I be recovered? When, I'm not waiting this 3 months to get back in the gym and slowly make my way back. I wanna get back lifting. I wanna get back in the gym. So yeah, just straight away went back, and it was only meant to be a mile session that day, first day back, but just lost the run of myself. I was having too much fun. Just wanted to prove it, most importantly, not to anyone else, but to prove it to myself that I can do this, I can overcome this. And that's, you know, don't worry about, I think everyone should stop worrying about like proving it to other people, and, you know, proving this person wrong because they said that to you. Prove it to yourself, you know. You should always be worry about doing better for ourselves. Don't worry about other people.
Yeah, and I think like that's one thing I noticed from just coaching people, and you probably see it in the gym all the time. It's that the preconceived notions that people have about someone, they kind of let that get them down and hold them back. And I think when it comes to, like, let's say developing that mindset, there is reps, like there is reps and time of developing that mindset of getting into the gym, going in, training, and then you do learn to love it.
Mm.
Like, did you find, like, let's say at all, even after treatment, after surgery, everything, there was days where like you didn't want to train, or you're just like, I have to train no matter what?
Yeah, it's always I have to train. Like right now, like with all the jiu-jitsu I've been doing and all the training I've been doing so much, but like I'm getting shoulder pain. I'm just like, oh, will this thing ever go away? I want to get back training. Like if I could, I'd be training all day, every day. Like it's all I want to do. Like, but it's looking for me that like that's just the way I am. Like I love training. I love this thing that like some people just don't seem to enjoy it as much as what I do. I'm very fortunate that this is my hobby, this is my passion, this is what I love doing. But you just gotta, I think, sticking with it as well. Like I always could see that, like although like this is difficult and stuff like that, like what you get out of this is so great. Like you get the physique of your dreams, or you win these competitions, and you prove it to other people, and you prove to yourself that you're capable of this. And I think that's what it's all about. It's just seeing the bigger picture. It's difficult, it's tough when you're pushing yourself in the gym, but if you can just see the bigger picture, see the goal see the goal that you've planned out ahead of you, and just keep striving for that.
Have you seen much of a positive impact your journey has had on other people?
Yeah, I think for sure. It's nice to see, like people always tell me like, oh, like you're my motivation. Like, oh, this session I was just thinking about you and your journey, and that's what kind of got me through. And people starting up the gym because of me. Like a lot of people have told me that. Like even my own dad, like he's never been to a gym before in his life. Now he's coming up to my gym, and I'm working there, and I'm pushing him on, and and it's great to see like that. People are inspired by my journey, and they're taking the initiative, and hopefully that, because that's what it's all about for me. Like with this journey I've been through, it's like there's no point in going through that and just like living in the shadows, not telling my story. Like when I know that, like, because the whole time when I was going through treatment and stuff like that, it was following guys on like social media who are in similar position, young men who are into health and fitness, who got a cancer diagnosis, who have overcome that, and those people I was following and their mindsets and them telling their story, that's what got me through it. And if I could be that person for someone else, that means the world to me. That's all I want in life. It's just like to just help a few people just change their life. And it doesn't have to be cancer survivors or cancer patients, but just anyone who's been through anything, any type of struggle, that if they can relate their struggle to mine, regardless of what struggle it is, and they can, and using my journey, they can overcome their own struggles. That's the most important thing for me.
Do you have a routine in the morning, like let's say when you wake up? Is it gratitude first thing, or like are you straight to the gym, exercise, anything like that at all, to kind of keep yourself grounded and in check, and not kind of get into that sort of, I remember you said that kind of wallow in your sorrows or anything like that, you don't want to go through any of that. Is there anything you do constantly to kind of keep that sharp?
I think just having a plan for the day, like just every day, like having something in mind that you want to do, like whether it be, if I'm working that day, okay, going out to work. If I'm not working, well, what am I going to do? Am I going meeting friends, hanging out, socializing? Am I going training? Like, I'm not one for like sitting around, like watching TV or playing video games or stuff like that. Like, I like to get about my day, because I know if I take the time to sit and be idle and stuff like that, that's when you start reflecting. That's when you start getting, the dark thoughts, and you start thinking low about yourself and stuff like that. Keep busy, keep pushing towards your goals every single day, and just staying active. I think keeping the mind busy is that's the most important thing.
And you're working now as well and keeping up that sort of routine. Was that straight after treatment and surgery as well? You went straight back into all that, or did you kind of give yourself time?
I took a small bit of time because driving, had to get back on the road, but
Are you
like
driving now?
I drive in a manual. I I
You're a beast. Oh my god.
I got a disabled driving assessor to come out. He done an assessment with me and passed me to drive one-handed, driving a manual one-handed. So yeah, I'm planning to get an automatic because it is a bit
Did
of
you
a
just want to do manual because you could?
yeah. I wanted to prove it to myself. I was like, it'd be nice to have the option, and like all these people are saying, oh, you can't drive a manual with one hand. Like, surely not. I was like, I'll show you. Like, So I was absolutely buzzing when like we went out the road. Like he was sitting in the passenger seat. He was taking all these notes. I was like, oh, he's not thinking about an hour until the oh, you can turn back there. I was like, oh. He's like, oh, all good. You can drive away. I
Wow.
was more than comfortable being in the car with you. You've seemed to master the one-handed, so fair play to you. He said now it'd be more convenient for myself to get the automatic, and that's the plan now. But it's nice to know that
You're
I
doing
have
it
that
out of
option.
choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have that option, and it's not something that is significantly defining me.
Does that, because that would be deemed as a small win, but does that kind of light you up when you're like, yes, I'm in control of my life now. I'm not this in, illness I had. It's not in control of me. You're
That's
in
it.
control.
Like straight away, like all. So like, got after 9 days was back training. Okay, I got that part of my life back. Training, huge part of my life. Socializing with friends. I was meeting up with friends and all that stuff. Okay, like I'm not bed bound. I'm not stuck at the house. I can actually get out and enjoy my life. Then it was just get back driving, get back working, and then I've all my independence back, and I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. And then once I was back driving, straight away I went back working as soon as I was back driving, and then I was absolutely on cloud nine when I was back driving. I was like, my life's back. I am me again. I can, my goals, they're all achievable now. It's up to me to go out and achieve them.
Class. And then talking about goals, you're doing a lot of mixed martial arts now.
Yeah,
So what are you doing there? Jiu-jitsu, kickboxing?
yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, kickboxing at the moment. I'm going to start doing up a small bit of MMA and stuff like that. I'm going to start making transitions since that kickboxing fight. I've been absolutely loving it. It's great fun. It was good fun, the powerlift competition. I absolutely loved it. Like, but it's hard to compete against people with two arms, like a bench press competition. Like it's you're kind of competing in your own category and stuff like that. But I just love the kickboxing, jiu-jitsu and MMA and all that stuff. Then I'm competing against able-bodied people who have no disabilities, or they're fully limbed, and I'm going out and I can win if I put in the work and I'm disciplined enough. I can actually beat, and I can achieve these things. So absolutely loving it, just proving it to myself like that it can be done, and it can be done. Like I follow people on social media that are either weightlifters or martial artists who are missing a limb, and just seeing them doing it, it's like I can be that. Like, so that's the journey right now. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
direction.
I think listening to that is class because one thing for sure, like we hear all the time, social media gets a bashing, good and bad.
Hmm.
And I think, like you said, you've said it a few times that you've been able to watch people in similar situations to you,
Hmm.
because like we've heard the saying, comparison's the thief of joy, but there's good comparison and bad, right? Like people, you had people there that you could follow and look at and just take the mindset, take the drive to be better and do better and get on with your life, and your own story on social media. That's how I was able to find you. Someone listened to this. So have you seen a positive impact from sharing your journey on social media, and then obviously the positive impact of watching other people in the same position as you been able to relate and have that bit of hope for yourself at the end of the tunnel as well?
Yeah, it's something I always talk about. Like, social media gets such a bashing, but for me, it's been a huge thing. Like, because I would have felt so isolated, like throughout my journey, like when I was on treatment and stuff like that, and I was like bed bound, I was sick, and like I was like if and like I don't know anyone that's a young man that's gone through cancer, is going through cancer. I've no one to relate to. Like I just would have felt so alone. I would have felt like I was the only person in the world going through this, and my struggles were so much more than everyone else's, and I would have fallen into that victim mentality. But then when I went to social media, and I think with social media, it can be a tool if you use it as such. If you interact with the right type of content and use it for positive, you see there is a lot of positivity. There's a lot of good to be found on social media. You just need to seek it out. It's up to us to to not fall into the social media trap, all the clickbait and all of the negative content, because the majority of it, of social media content is that. But if you seek out the good content, you seek out the positive stuff, then it can be a real tool to help you overcome your struggles and motivate you and stuff like that. So thankfully I've had social media to help me overcome my struggles, and thankfully I had social media to give me the opportunity to tell my journey and to hopefully inspire a few people. So
And then let's say someone who is struggling, right, albeit illness, injury, mental health, like what would you say to someone now that is beating themselves up, caught in a rut, and could be in a similar position to you, and maybe they're listening to this and they want to change? What would you say to them to even get started?
just take the initiative. Just do it. Don't think about it. Like, don't hum and haw. Don't delay it any further. Just go do it. If there's something you want to go do, if it's you're thinking, oh, I might start training and stuff like that. Oh, I might, I might quit my job and like start this new career path, or I might, whatever it may be. If there's something you want to do, stop holding yourself back, and just go out and do it. I think like just being active, being busy. I think like, I know the hardest times for me were always like when I was idle, when I was doing nothing, and that's why I like to stay busy all the time. And the hardest time at night time is just going to bed and being alone with your thoughts and reflecting and stuff like that. But if you've had a productive day, if like, okay, like, I've been through some stuff, or like I'm going to go through some stuff, but you know what, I got up this morning, I ate healthy, I trained, I went to work or whatever it may be, I hung out with my friends, I was productive, I got things done, I developed myself. You can sleep that bit easier at night time, knowing that you've had a good day.
What's next for you? Like, let's say career wise or anything like that. Are you thinking that you want to delve into?
I think it's about time now. I started look for clients and stuff like that. So obviously, definitely start looking to take on clients one to one, doing a bit more personal training and stuff like that. Still working in Galway City Gym behind the desk. I think next now, if the shoulder will allow me, if the injuries will allow me, do a jiu-jitsu competition, I reckon, and just keep going from there, keep training, and that's the direction that I'm going at.
And then when it comes to just listening to your body, because obviously you're very in tune with it. Let's say no one went to, you can push, and then you said you have a shoulder injury. No one went to be like, all right, Harry, take it easy here. Do you struggle with that because you want to keep proving to yourself that you can keep going, but you also need to know as well that you gotta give the body some time to recover?
Yeah, I'm not one for rest days or recovery, and kind of just ignore injuries and pain and just keep plowing ahead. But the beauty of like weight training and like all this exercise and stuff like that, my shoulders give me a bother. There's nothing wrong with my legs. I can go out and train legs. I can run. I can do whatever needs to be done. I mightn't be able to do the exact training that I love. I need to take it handier with the jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, but that just gives me more of an opportunity to do other things. So right now, just taking a small bit easier in the shoulder, taking it easier with jiu-jitsu, and just doing other forms of training, and just hopefully it'll heal up soon enough and I'll be back to it.
Nutrition wise then, what's that look like for you? Like, let's say post surgery, is it still the same? Are you just like, let's say, eating normal sort of maintenance sort of calories? What's that look like for you?
I don't count calories or anything like that. Like it's I've known, like, I'm happy with how my physique looks like. With the weight training, it's as much for my body as it is for my head. Like, it's not a huge concern of mine. Just make sure I hit my protein goals and I'm staying active, and I'm happy enough. There is a lot of health anxiety that comes along with cancer. There is a lot, like like I'm all positive and bubbly and stuff like that, but there does be some tough days. I do forget to mention that, like up around like times of like scans and stuff like that. Scan anxiety is like a notorious thing for cancer patients. I would be nervous around those kind of times and stressed about my health. It's a lot of health anxiety, a lot of guilt about like eating unhealthy. Like I don't mind how I look or, but I just need to. I know for myself, I need to eat healthy and stuff like that. So trying to just put my best foot forward and stuff like that. But nice food. It's hard. It's takeaways and junk food and stuff like that. It's hard to 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 not indulge. But yeah, something I'm constantly at a battle with. But yeah, just need to put my best foot forward and you know learn to just be enjoy myself as well and just balance.
Yeah, of course, because I think you have to remember as well, like at the end of the day, you're still 23. Do you know, like you sound like a rock of wisdom, and you sound way older. But as well, like if you do want that takeaway or bar of chocolate or something,
Yeah.
you know that should be an option for you. But I think as well, yeah, when it comes to fueling your body for sessions as well, you're probably one of the best ones to know to listen to your body as well. Like you have them cues tied down. Like let's say when it comes to tracking and everything, that's not on your radar because you're like, I'm training, moving my body and keeping healthy as best I can, because that keeps you mentally healthy then as well. And I think anyone else in your position, they would wallow up in a hole and just kind of comfort eat as well. And I've seen that, and then it leads down a path of, like you said, that anxiety, that bit of reflection and wondering, oh, this has happened to me now as well. Whereas you're just like, you're so solid, it is unbelievable to watch. And even clients this morning, they're like coming in when we announced that this podcast going on, they're like, damn, I had a good session this morning and I'm going to have a good day today, knowing that guy's been through what he's been through. My problems aren't even half as bad. I know it's all relative, but do you find like you're reminding people as well, like, do you know, this is my battle I've faced, you have your own as well?
Yeah, and
Reminding
everyone's battle is different. Like the beauty of this is like, okay, now I'm cancer free. Like I'll have scans for the next 10 years, but like I can I have closed the book on it now. Like I think it's it'd be bad for my mindset and stuff like that if I didn't, if I was still worried about like a reoccurrence and stuff like that. Like I know I'm young, I'm fit, I'm healthy. I just need to close the book and get on with my life. Don't be stressed out and stuff like that. But like some people's struggles every day is a battle, and some people are at different stages of their journey, different journeys and stuff like that, and like everyone's day is different. But I think just just uh, just getting something done for the day and just staying busy and just surround yourself with the right type of content. Like be your own biggest motivator and just get after it.
And then when it comes to starting to take on clients and everything, if someone wants to get in touch then reach out, how can they? What's your handles on Instagram, or do you have a website and like that?
So on Instagram, it's Greaney Gains is my Instagram handle, and that's GreanyGainz. And then on TikTok, it's Harry.Greaney. Post all of my fitness journey, all my training and stuff like that up there, and that's where you can follow me, and hope to make a difference with a few people. Start coaching now again and get my life fully back on track and get after it. So.
Yeah, 100%, and you will trust me. Coming from someone that's in this industry already, you are exactly the perfect fit, because you can tell you love training, you beam off that energy straight away, and your story and everything is savage. And I think that's going to motivate people and inspire people, which is super positive. Even for myself, like if there's days where I just don't want to train, like, and I see you have something up, I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, this guy is a fucking beast. Come on. So like that's just for yourself as well to know, because like your story is phenomenal, and I really do thank you for coming on today telling it, and you just how you can overcome obstacles that you faced is phenomenal. You are an absolute badass. So thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. So everyone, thanks for listening, and we will catch you in the next one. Cheers.